Stand by. The program will begin soon.
When I see an American flag, I immediately look at that I'm like, that person's probably a bigot. That person's probably a homophobe. That person's probably a racist if they're just flying American flags out everywhere.
Hold up.
Hey, this sounds more like a you problem. You should probably go see somebody about that.
We got over $5 million per year from the American taxpayers, being given no bid contracts from Maine Governor Janet Mills, and is building a military in Somalia. He has been funneling money back to Somalia to build a military in Somalia. The guy is running a migrant services agency that builds Maine Care, which is what we call Medicaid, about $5 million a year. Oh no, those illegal immigrants are getting any Medicare. And then he said he raised money in the U.S. to buy weapons, munitions, and supplies for a paramilitary force he had hoped to lead as the president of Jubaland. Yes, that's a real state in Somalia. And to be clear, in Somalia, he's running to be the warlord of Jubaland. Elections in Jubaland aren't exactly like elections in America. It's whoever has the most guns is able to certify the election. So he needed to buy a paramilitary organization and paramilitary support in order to win the election. Avocados Diablias asked if you could bring any one comic strip character to life and train them to be a hitman, who would you choose? Oh, that's the easiest question ever. Calvin. Calvin. Oh, look, Somnambule Nation, you and I are on the same page. Calvin. From Calvin and Hobbes. Yes. And by God, Calvin would be the greatest hitman to ever live. Better than John Wick. I guarantee it. I didn't have to think of it. Stand by. The program will begin soon.
Yes, it's true. The Obama administration deported over 3 million people, and the Biden administration over 4 million people. But they didn't need troops. They didn't need military in the streets to do it. Tell me why. Put it in the chat. Tell me why you think that's that.
Because when Obama and Biden were in office, there were no riots in the streets of Los Angeles, even though 80% of the deportations were also expedited with no hearing. But you didn't give a shit then. Now that Trump's in office, you suddenly give a shit. Hope that helps.
That turkey was amazing. Mostly because I cooked it, because I'm really good at cooking turkey. So one of my tricks new tricks that I do, you know how when you cook a turkey in a pan, even if you got one of those raised pans, it always happens. You cook this turkey and the breast of the turkey get all nice, the top gets all nice and brown, and then you go to cut the underside and the thighs and legs are like all white underneath and not even done. Well, there's a trick you can do to avoid that. What you do is you cook the bird upside down for at least 1/3 of the cooking time. So you end up browning the bottom and sealing that first, even more so. And the other thing I do is I start my oven at 500 degrees. The first 45 minutes to an hour, you put it at 500 degrees, and then you turn it down to 325 and do the rest of the cooking. But anyway, do it upside down, and 1/3 of the way through, then you flip the bird back over in the pan, and the entire bird gets finished at the same time. So apparently, in Europe, you can refer to Americans as pigs. but not convicted rapists. The German court gives woman harsher punishment than convicted. I hate when people say rapist. I'll just say unwanted sexual activity peoples for calling him a disgraceful pig. She called someone convicted of that crime a disgraceful pig and got a harsher punishment than the person who actually committed unwanted sexual activity. And so that's why people were posting that story about the German court gives women harsher punishment than convicted unwanted sexual activity.
Stand by. The program
So is a
begins
prostitute?
soon.
There's a story about this man too. He led the attack on Pearl Harbor but died a Christian missionary on December 7, 1941. Captain Mitsuo Fuchida flew the lead plane against Pearl Harbor, shouting the famous code, Tora, Tora, Tora. He hated America. But after the war, he met a former American POW, Jacob DeSager,
So
who had returned to Japan not to punish him, but to preach the
is a
gospel.
prostitute left
Shocked by
class
this forgiveness, Fuchida bought a Bible. He converted to Christianity in 1950. The man who started the Pacific War spent the rest of his life touring the U.S. and Japan preaching, quote, I was a follower of the sword. Now I'm a follower of the cross. Amazing. Nearly 5 years after pipe bombs were discovered outside the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committee in Washington, D.C., a suspect has been arrested in the case. On Thursday, federal agents arrested Brian Cole Jr., 30 of Woodbridge, Virginia, and he was charged with transportation of explosive devices, blah, 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 blah. But on Friday, legacy media outlets began reporting that Cole, this young black man right here, was a Trump supporter. And I'm not saying he's not because he's black. I'm just saying there's other evidence that might support the fact that he's not a Trump supporter. But we'll get to that. Quote, Brian Cole worked for a bail bonds company run by his father that worked to free illegal immigrants from ICE facilities and sued the Trump administration's Department of Homeland Security. He worked for his dad. They tried to free illegal immigrants. Interesting. Yes, I know every Trump supporter, every black supporter, Trump supporter, would be quick to hire Benjamin Crump, who represented the family of Trayvon Martin, attempting to sic the Biden administration Department of Justice on a local Tennessee prosecutor who had raised concerns about the bail bond company. We'll find out eventually that this guy had wanted nothing to do.
Additionally, if you open this up to ice fishing, while on the surface it sounds good, then what happens next year? Does someone come back and say, I want an ice shanty on Hudson Springs Park for X amount of time? And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties, then that leads to another problem. Prostitution. And now you've got the police chief and the police department involved. Just data points to consider.
It is Happy Bill of Rights Day on December 15, 1791. The Commonwealth of Virginia ratified the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. George Mason and James Madison were the driving forces behind these guarantees of individual rights. And note that all the individual rights that are in the Bill of Rights are not rights granted by the government. Those are the inalienable rights which the government shall not infringe. And if you notice, it's interesting because the Bill of Rights is all about what the government cannot do, not what the government can do. And I think kind of got away from that a little bit, where some people seem to think that the government is going to grant you rights. No, these are rights you have, whether it's a government or not, and the rights that the government must protect for you. So it was a unique thing when it came about in 1791. that government is not there to grant you or give you privileges, but rather to protect the rights that you have.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Woohoo! It is Friday! Let's go! Wait a minute. It's Friday the 13th. No, let's not go. Let's just end the show right now. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. I'm talking to you like a school marm teacher of third graders because I don't know, because I'm weird sometimes. Anyway, how you doing? Happy Friday. It's Friday the 13th. It's Red Friday. I remembered to wear red. I even have a red banner around this thing. And, I had a whole list of things I wanted to talk about today. But I also want to watch this hearing in the front of the Senate with our lovely Attorney General, Keith Ellison. And Josh Hawley just giving him the business. It's wild because, we've seen some of the clips from that little meeting that our Attorney General had with the room full of Somali business people. And it's pretty obvious what happened there. And he's got to dance around and pretend like it didn't. And it's wild. So we'll watch that. And then we'll get to as much other stuff as we can. Plus, it's Friday Q&A, so we got the first question is strange. We got to get to as much as we can. What the hell did I do there? Holy shit. Okay. So anyway, hi, happy Friday. It's the Friday the 13th, 2026, and it's scary. Ooh, hey, but that's not scary. We got our first donor of the day. By the way, Cashapp, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. Dropping a small bullet, aka $2.23 in the tip jar. We have small bullets, big bullets. There's all kinds of things. If you put different amounts in, there's different little dancing peoples and funny things popping up. So there you go. And it's $5 Friday. We try to get everyone to drop at least $5 in the tip jar today. If we can, that'd be awesome. If you can, if you can't, that's cool too. I'm not gonna beg. Anyway, Cashapp says it's not only Friday the 13th, it's also the Ides of February. Is that how that works? I don't know. What is Ides? Is Ides like the midpoint? Is it the midpoint of February? So but is the Ides of February, is that like a bad thing? How can it be the Ides of February? Isn't February 28th? I thought the 14th would be the Ides of February. I don't even know what the Ides means. Anyone know what that means? I have no freaking idea. So anyway, thank you for dropping the small bullet tip jar. Today is a day of mommy issues. Oh, well, thank you, Darren. All right, in the chat first today. Wait a minute. Did I get that right? Wait a minute. It was, first was Green Badger Outdoors. You get the bell. Yeah, baby. Because you were first. You get the bell. Also, good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg, Miss Wild Wolf. How you doing? Midnight, our young friend, a.k.a. Unholy Queen. Also, good morning to Attack Alpaca. What's up? Renee Mayette is here. Also, Johnny Boomer Tech on the board over there. Johnny, you doing okay over there? All right. Just keep doing your thing. Also, Darren Root is here, and that's it. We're kind of light today so far. Only 14 people here so far. Well, eventually people will show up. And only 3 likes. That's wow. Oh, I am hurt. I am hurt. You realize this is I didn't even mention it the other day. My 1700th episode was a few days ago. And I didn't really celebrate it because nobody cares. Nobody cares. Plus 1700 just didn't sound like a number you would celebrate. It's, another 100 of whatever, but I'll celebrate. 1800 sounds good though, because that reminds me of Cuervo tequila, because they have the Cuervo 1800. But 1700 is just one of those numbers you go, meh. Yeah. Anyway, Woodcutter. What up, Woodcutter? I see you in the house. Welcome, sir. Or ma'am. I don't always know if I'm talking to men or women. I just assume it's mostly men. Except I know Anon 123 and Ms. Wild Wolf and Unholy Queen are all female. I know that for sure. And the ones that have female names and shit. But you know, hello, tall person too. Hoi, how are you? And there you go. So Ides just means the middle of. So then the 13th is not the Ides of February. The 14th is the Ides of February. By the way, speaking of February 14th, if you have a sweetheart or honey or whatever, a special significant other, and your anniversary isn't in February, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. You better get out there and buy some chocolate and roses and, you know, peanuts and gumdrops and whatever that you give to your honey on, you know, candy hearts. Those are kind of gross. I mean, does anyone actually like candy hearts? I mean, they're cool because they have the little messages on them and shit. They're like eating chalk. I'm sorry. Although there's this one company that makes the candy hearts, they're a little bit bigger and they're a little bit chewy. Those aren't bad. Those are not a bad candy. But those little plain old, you know, the candy hearts that are like, they're like candy cigarettes. Well, those of you who know what candy cigarettes are, they're not good. They're just kind of fun to eat and have or whatever, but they're not good. Hello, Blue-Eyed Scream. What's up? You like candy hearts? Midnight? What's up? Okay, well, to each is each. All right, let's see. We did that already. Let's go ahead and thank the people sharing the street, because you know, one of these days it'll actually work and I'll get hundreds of people in the stream. But you know, I'm happy with the ones I have here. But before that, Avocados Diablo dropping another small bowl in the tip jar. That got my attention. No, the 13th is the Ides, and it is the start of the 9-day festival of Parentalia, which is to honor the dead. Okay. I'll run with that. Happy of the 9-day, the start of Happy Parentalia. Is that some Mexican shit or something? What the hell is that? I have no idea. I've never heard of that, but thank you. That's very informative, and you learn new things here every day on the Morning Night Live, because a lot of y'all are smarter than me. So, so anyway, thanks to people sharing the show. Somnambule Nation, obviously, always does right away, and thank you for doing that. And then this is great. Now, I said, you know, you reply to the show with a meme, and I'm going to blow this up so you can see it a little better. I love you to pieces on Valentine's Day, playing a game Lover's Quarrel that looks suspiciously like Pac-Man, and this is a little Michael Myers Jr., I guess. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Thank you for that. I'll repost that too. What the hell? Also, thank you, Mike Savage, replying with a "Let Us Go." Thank you, and then also link Somnambule Nation. I always try to say link in description, even though I know it's Somnambule Nation. Not Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, excuse me. Michael Myers wore the skin face, I guess, and Jason wore the hockey mask. Yeah, and also bonus meme, what a surprise. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. That's cute. That's, from The Office there. And then some military hardware. Got some tanks flying out around here. Thank you, Mike. Green Badger Outdoors, Ms. Wild Wolf, Green Badger Outdoors, and Somnambule Nation retweeting the show. We got Ms. Wild Wolf reposting the show. Thank you very much. And Tall Person also letting people know we're here. Thank you. And Ms. Wild Wolf with the "Let's Go" meme. Sorry, hope you weren't wearing headphones. That would have been really loud. Okay, but my mixing board kind of muffles that, so you can tell I'm yelling, but it doesn't come out as really loud. Well, yes, it does. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Attack Alpaca, good morning. I think I said blue screen. Lord Stanhope, what's up? Why is it? Wait. What happened? What's the message? It's autonomous for parents. I don't know what that means. And why did that get deleted? Saturnalia. Okay, I don't know why. Did you do that by accident, Renee? What happened? And then Happy Friday. I think you did it by accident. Sorry, Lord Stanhope. That was just an accident. She didn't mean to do that. So anyway, and also good morning, Dom O'Leary, what's in the house, and who else did I just see? Anna Lynn. What's up, Anna Lynn? There you go. And I said Lord Stanhope. I got everybody. I got you, all of yous. All right. Thank you, Midnight Owls, for sharing the show, even though I can't share what you put on there. I still haven't figured that out. Is it because you're a minor? You're not allowed to share the shit minors put up there? Because you're still a minor, right? All right. So there you go. All right. Let's get into what we're celebrating today. Of course, it's Red Friday, where we wear red. Red Friday stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. Someone here says, good morning to all of you beautiful, deplorable patriots. Happy Red Friday. Got your magic bean juice ready? No? Come on. Let's go. I don't know what this means. Are you ready for what? Big collaboration. It's going to be great. And that's okay. This is Trucker Dan. He's doing something, but I do like that he's got this I pledge allegiance to the flag thing going. Happy Red Friday. Awesome friends. If you haven't already noticed, I have a very eclectic taste in music. Have the best day. Hope I don't even know who you are. I just want a decent Red Friday post. Oh, that's cute. Made herself into a cartoon wearing red, sucking down some coffee there. So anyway, remember everyone deployed around the world, and pray or think good thoughts or whatever you do that can cause good juju for everyone deployed. Oh, today's coffee is brought to you by the DNRGW 491 K37 Colorado Railroad. It's from the Colorado Railroad Museum. That's some train that they have the giant steam engine of that train in the Colorado Train Museum. All right. Also today it's Friday the 13th, and I got to scroll slowly because there's a couple inappropriate memes for YouTube, but this one I thought was funny now I know that's Freddy Krueger, Darth Vader, Jason Voorhees. Is that Dracula? That's quite a foursome there. That could be almost on the Mount Rushmore of scary dudes. Happy Friday the 13th. Say it. I love Fridays. Okay. And then we got the Spanish Inquisition. Why? Oh Lord. I don't know if I'm just kind of keep going by that one. Okay. Anyway, it's Friday the 13th. It's supposed to be a scary day. I've never understood why Friday the 13th is a scary day. Maybe it's because it's, what did he call it? AD, the first day of first start of the ninth festival of Parentalia. Okay, whatever that was. Those were Templars, not Spanish Inquisition. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm just a brother from Omaha. Okay, I don't know. We don't know shit like that. Come on. All right, newsy stuff. January Consumer Price Index is out. Let's see. Where did it happen? They had it here a second ago. Let me refresh this, see if I get a new one. Inflation is slightly down from last month, but still I think around 2.5%. Here it is. Yeah, consensus 2.5% year to year, down from 2.7. That's the prediction. Where is it? Price changes over the last year. January CPI, gas utilities up 9%, electricity up 6.3%. Food away from home. That's an interesting statistic. Medical care. So everything's up. New cars, used cars down 2%. Fuel and oil down %. Gasoline down 7.5%. So you got to figure the fuel is what basically drives a lot of prices, and fuel is down pretty good over the last year. So that's why you're seeing inflation flattening a bit. Annual inflation rate slows to 2.4%, below the consensus of 2.5. So that's the actual report. Down, it's below the consensus estimate of 2.5, and that's down from 2.7 last month. Core inflation is at its lowest level since March 2021. Food inflation was flat. Egg prices keep plunging, but beef and pork costs are rising. Inflationary pressures for tariff-sensitive items were mixed. Housing remains the biggest factor for price increases. So here's that's the same report there. So, but it's funny because as I was looking at X this morning, people were talking about core CPI. This says core CPI inflation rose during the month of January, but it fell. What? And was relatively muted over long periods of time, although some concern the numbers a bit lower due to shutdown-related quirks. Yeah, I don't know. Someone said if you talk about core CPI, which is the Fed's favorite inflation tool, it's showing that the economy is heading towards deflation and not inflation. This means Powell has been wrong about inflation picking up, and he has committed a policy mistake with not lowering interest rates. So it's a mixed bag there. Depending on who you talk to, it's either doom and gloom or it's great that it's lowering. But again, let's look at this. This is the graph I wanted to show you. Core CPI is at the lowest level since 2021. So people are complaining, well, inflation is still high. You motherfuckers have no idea how high inflation can be when you're complaining about it now. I was alive in the late 70s, 80s, although I was a child, remembering when inflation was, 6, 7, 8, 10%. Interest rates were at 18%. I mean, I laughed the other day because someone was complaining. They were going to get a mortgage. And my God, I can't believe interest rates are so high at like 5.7%, 5.75%. I'm like, motherfucker, when I was in the mortgage business, we were excited. Anytime we could sell a rate 7% or less, we were ecstatic. People were going crazy because the rates had come down so much when I was in the mortgage business. And then it got under 7%. People were like, oh my God. So y'all motherfuckers complaining about high mortgage rates. Well, shut the fuck up. I mean, granted, you don't want them to be higher, but you surely, perspective, people. Get some motherfucking perspective. Good morning, Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, with today's message of hope, not from the Father, not from the Son, but from the Holy Ghost. Today's message of hope is blessing of the Holy Ghost. Today, do something that adds to the world, not take away. Create something, whether it is artistic or simply... You didn't finish that sentence, Pope Tyrannus. Each day, add more. A lovely message, but I'm kind of curious what the end of that other sentence was. You forgot a word. But it's okay, because you are inspirational no matter how much you say. All right, there you go. So anyway, there's CPI's trending. What else is trending? Oh, that's all. Oh, but here's the one, though. The hashtag Inflation USA is trending. And so inflation is gradually lowering, right? It was to be simple. Oh, got it. Whether it's artistic or it was to be simple. Yes, thank you. Now that helps me a little bit. There's just a couple words missing. By the way, it is Q&A Friday too. Friday Q&A, question up the top. If you shared the stream already, thanks to everyone who's done that. I'm going to take down this. I'm going to unpin that because it creates confusion. And there you go. So this hashtag Inflation USA is trending. And you would think by this hashtag, you'd be like, holy shit, what's going on? There's some bad shit going on in the world. BlackRock almost doubled. I don't have to know what that means. Anyone else feel that tension, like something's loading? Mega vibes, Inflation USA. Friday the 13th. Got nothing on America's inflation woes. Prices scarier than any horror flick, with Inflation USA spiking time to demand economic reforms that actually work for the working class. Educate yourself. Fed policies have kept rates low too long, fueling this mess. Who's ready to vote out the bad luck? Repost if you're in. Now, I don't even know what that sentence means. I have no idea. But all these inflation hashtags are like, and here's another one. Looks like we're back to Biden inflation. 2.4%. Took about a year for Trump's illegal tariffs to wind through, LOL. Or what the actual fuck are you talking about? What was the line over here? Here, I'm going to just cut and paste this. Where's that graph? It's lowest since 2021. Since 2021. Here, I'm gonna copy this right here for this dumbass. Hello, dipshit. I mean, what are you talking about? So anyway, it's just people want to bitch because it's Trump. Other economic news, exclusive to Breitbart, Secretary Lutnick, $400 billion of pharma manufacturing coming home to America. Whoa! $400 billion in pharmaceutical manufacturing is headed to the U.S. thanks to the Trump administration's policies, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said Wednesday at a policy discussion hosted by Breitbart News, the evil Breitbart News. We're going to get cheaper drugs to America, and they're going to be made here as well. I expect we're going to have $400 billion of onshoring of pharmaceuticals. We're going to onshore. We're going to figure out how to onshore generics as well. Yeah, because, there's so many drugs that are exclusively made someplace else. Like your Ozempic for, now the fat people use it. It's supposed to be for diabetes. But the fat folks, all your Ozempic's made in Denmark, and Denmark's pissed off at us. They might not give us any more Ozempic, so you got to start making that shit here. In fact, here it is. It's in the article. I'll go down a couple paragraphs. Generally speaking, for name brand drugs, Ozempic, Mounjaro, things like that, we produce 75% of their revenues and 100% of their profits, right? Because we are the big payer. We pay $1,000. Everyone else pays $150. That's a problem. So they're working on that shit. But anyway, that's good news. I'll just leave it at that. The article's there. Also, the Trump administration has seized 134 acres in Texas linked to Mexican cartel operations. Now, that's weird. An estimated 134 acres of land in Texas previously used by the Gulf Cartel for smuggling activities has been seized by U.S. authorities. How do you seize 134 acres? You get a bunch of backhoes and fucking steam shovels and shit and just start digging it up? Okay, that's a dumb joke. Anyway, we took the land and everything on it. Oh, and everything on it. Well, there you go. I'm going to drop the stream link there. There you go. If you want to donate to the show, it's $5 Friday. This is the day to, whatever I just said. I can't even speak. All right. The Gulf Cartel, the Mexican drug trafficking organization, has been involved in smuggling arms and illegal drugs and illegal immigrants into the United States, as well as kidnapping and murdering American citizens. The cartel also exploits U.S. lands to grow marijuana, taking advantage of sanctuary state policy and tribal land sovereignty. You think this is just about arrests. It's not. We're dismantling your operations from the ground up. The ground up, because they seized the ground itself. We're cutting out your safe houses, your staging areas, your corridors. This is your warning, CBP. Said in a direct message to the cartels, over the past year, authorities have seized multiple cartel-linked assets, including properties and financial resources. So, good. I hope this doesn't create a little land war between Texans and the cartels. But look, that'd be an excuse to drop the military in there if they started fucking with everybody. So what is this? Oh, they have a video.
They were untouchable.
You know what? I can't play their videos because they use copyrighted music. Here, let's just mute it and see if there's good what do you call it? Captions. Let's see how the captions go. I'll try to read the captions as fast as I can. They thought they were untouchable. Okay, that was it. They were wrong. And they're just showing some, out there was some heavy equipment out there. Hey, they blurred their faces. Is that like what they're doing with the ice guys? So we get the point. All right, enough of that. That's it. Anyway, those are the two newsy items I pulled out of the aggregator today. Let's get into some stuff. I'm going to go straight to the main topic today, just so I have plenty of time for it. Former congressman and now Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison went to a congressional hearing yesterday, and I saw a clip of Josh Hawley questioning Keith Ellison, and it was glorious. I gotta tell you. In fact, here's an article in the Daily Caller. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch the whole damn thing because it's glorious. But anyway, in the Daily Caller here, you ought to be in jail. Hawley goes nuclear on Keith Ellison over Somali fraud. Republican Missouri Senator Josh Hawley got into a shouting match with Democratic Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison on Thursday over accusations that he helped fraudsters avoid prosecution. Now, rather than read this article, we're just going to watch it. We're going to watch, what is it, 6 minutes? There's a 6-minute version. Where'd that 6-minute version? Here it is, right here. Here's the 6-minute version. Okay, this is the 6-minute version of Josh Hawley ripping Keith Ellison a new one, well-deserved. And we've seen the video of him talking to Somali people. By the way, good morning, JB. I see you there. I failed to recognize you earlier. And Lord Stanhope, you were here. Anyone else here that I haven't said hi to yet? Look, here's the thing. Okay, if you're here watching this show, all I ask you is to say hi in the chat if you haven't yet. Everything, then you can stop. You can go back to what you're doing. I just want to know who's here. So say hi in the chat if I haven't already acknowledged you yet. And thank you, Tall Person. Friday the 13th is considered unlucky due to a combination of superstitions surrounding 13, often associated with betrayal or imperfection. And Friday, historically linked to crucifixion and misfortune. Wow. The more you know. That's good.
I see dead people.
What the hell was that? Anyway, so let's watch. This is glorious and it's fun. Hello. Oh, thank you. Now see some people saying hi. Good morning, Big Dave and Greg Rogers. That's Greg. Are you new here? Well, I'm glad you're here. See, you can find new people every day. How about that, Greg? Subscribe to the channel and come back often if you can. All right, here's Josh Hawley, and we're watching this whole damn thing. I don't care, and I'm obviously I'll stop it and laugh or point or whatever because this is going to be great.
Mr. Ellison, let me start with you. You're the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota. Do I have that correct? That's a yes.
Sir, you're aware of my job. You know.
Holy shit! So obviously already, Keith Ellison has decided to be contentious. Sir, you're aware of my job. Just answer the fucking question, dipshit. You were in Congress. You used to do this. You used to question people during hearings. Just say yes. It's not for between him and Hawley. It's for the people watching. I've been subscribed for a long time. Well, cool. Okay, awesome. I'm glad you are here. I don't see you often, and I love the Avi. Whatever that little colorful thing is that I'm looking at. It looks kind of cool, and it's very bright and very distinct. And now I know it will be you, even if you change your name. See, I got you. So thanks, brother. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's for the record. Listen.
Mr. Ellison, let me start with you. You're the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota. Do I have that correct? That's a yes.
Sir, you're aware of my job. You know the answer to that.
You're not going to answer my questions? Are we going to start this way? Are you the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota? Yes or no?
You know the answer.
Mr. Ellison, you're in my...
Wow!
Your life makes me sad.
My courtroom now. You're under oath. So I suggest that you answer my questions. You the chief law enforcement officer of the state of Minnesota? Yes or no? Let's try another question. Are you familiar with the $9 billion...
Why? Okay. why would he not just say yes? Why would he just not say yes? I don't understand why. Okay, he knows he's about to get reamed. That's why.
In historic fraud out of your state, including the $250 million in the Feeding Our Future program alone. You familiar with that? Don't turn to the pages in your book to get your potted answers. Are you familiar with it? Yes or no?
Yes, I am familiar with it.
Very familiar, aren't you? Because the people who ran the Feeding Our Futures program came to you in your official office in the state capitol December 11th, 2021, and asked for your help in getting investigators off their backs. They complained to you for upwards of an hour about state investigators going after them, and they begged you to help them, and you agreed to it, amazingly. And we know you did.
That's not
because
true.
it's all caught on tape.
Yeah,
every single sentence is caught on tape. Here's what you said. Let's take a look. You said it's not a question.
Again, Keith Ellison was in Congress, was on committees where they would ask people questions during committee hearings. He knows how they work, and yet he's not following along.
You said to them, send me the names of all these folks who are investigating them. You said to them, send me their names, and I'll take that list, and I'll call the person over at Education who is investigating them and say, what's going on? Why am I getting these complaints? Then he went on to say, I already have my team working on this. What day should we get together to discuss it again? You made pledge after pledge to them. You said, we've got to make sure this guy who's investigating them stops it. You said, you have my attention. I'm concerned about this. You said, let's go fight these people, meaning the people who are investigating the fraud.
And again, this is not just someone who gave a transcript. The video of it is still online of him doing this. You can find, well, now lots of people have copied and pasted into their own, whatever they're posting on X or wherever. This is all it's all recorded. It's not like he's just speculating or making stuff up. And listen to how Keith Ellison tries to spin this.
Why'd you do it? Why'd you help him?
Are you going to let me answer?
Please. We're all ears.
So first of all, you're cherry picking quotes out of there.
Why did you help him?
I thought you were going to let me answer.
Why did you help him?
Are you going to let me answer?
Why did you help him?
You let me answer and I'll answer you.
Tell the truth and I'll let you answer.
I will tell the truth.
Good.
Let's do that.
That'd be a nice change. Why'd you help him?
Now that, he could have left that out. He didn't have to say that because, but still, and poor Keith is going to be upset about that, but whatever.
Mr. Chairman, I didn't come here to be insulted. I came here voluntarily.
You came here for the truth. Let's have it. Why did you help them? The quotes are here. They're in black and white, and every member of this audience can listen to the recording. It's 54 minutes long. It's all in public. You can Google it right now and listen to it.
And listen to it all.
Why'd you help them?
First of all, I didn't help them.
You did help them.
No, I did not. I certainly didn't.
You're saying you didn't do anything for them.
Now, it's funny about this meeting that they're talking about happened when the Feeding Our Futures were being, the people from somehow the Department of Education, because they were involved with the feeding the kids, right? And there were whistleblowers in the Department of Education and who were investigating, going, hey, this doesn't sound right. And so these Somali business people had this meeting with Keith Ellison. And then all of a sudden, the state told the Department of Education people to back off. So the fact that he's just denying that he helped him, it's hard to believe because there is a sequence of events that's made it look like he helped them. Now, maybe he somehow just was thinking one day and going, geez, this is really sad that they're being investigated, and didn't mention to anybody, but I doubt it. Let's just say that.
You didn't.
Well, wait a minute.
I already have my team working on this again. That's not you.
I have my team
working on,
assisted with the information that led to the prosecution and conviction of these people.
No, you didn't. You didn't lift a finger to prosecute them. No, you did not. You didn't lift a finger to prosecute them. You had, BS. You had whistleblowers come to you as early as 2019.
You're the one talking BS.
Hey, listen, it's my time.
Doesn't know what you're talking about.
Hi, Liberty Vet.
No, sir. You now have encountered the truth and you don't like it. Why'd you take their money? Why'd you take their money?
I didn't.
You took $10,000.
No, that's a false statement.
$10,000.
It's all on
9
record.
days after the meeting.
False statement.
It's all on record.
$10,000. Here's what
Untrue.
happened. They went to your office.
That's a
they
false
solicited
statement.
money from
They
you.
did
They
not come to
solicited
my
help
office.
from you.
That's also wrong.
They came to your office.
No,
it
they
was your
didn't.
official office. You
No, they
met with them
didn't.
for 54 minutes.
No, they
They
didn't.
asked you for help. You pledged it to them, and they talked repeatedly about money. In fact, it's all they talked
That's
about.
a lie.
Money, 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 money. They
True.
said, we
Untrue.
will put
You can hear it right. Again, I've watched this video that he's talking about. It is 48 minutes, and it's exactly what everything he's saying is exactly what happened.
our dollars in the right place. We will support candidates that will fight to protect our interests. You replied, that's right. They said, if you are securing your donor base,
It's verbatim. It's a quote. He's reading from the transcript of this meeting.
securing your power base, you can act the way you want. You replied, money is freedom. They said the amount of money circulating, I'm reading the transcript, the amount of money circulating in our community today is powerful, and we haven't realizing it in a meaningful way. And you said, give me the specifics. And 9 days later, you took $10,000
That's a lie.
from people who were then indicted. It's in your reports. Why'd you do it?
Sir,
Was it worth it?
You know what? This is a theatrical performance.
10,000. This is the truth.
It
This is
has
what
nothing to
accountability
do-
looks like, of which you've had none.
No,
you helped fraudsters defraud your
Lie.
state and this government of $9 billion, and you got a
Now, he may have, that line there, that possibly could have gone too far because he's not, you can't say that all $9 billion that they're talking about is because of this, but certainly our Attorney General helped the Feeding Our Futures scandal, which eventually got prosecuted by the federal government, got heat off them for a little bit of time because they did stop investigating them in Minnesota. They did back off after this meeting. So now, but it doesn't mean all of it, but let's look, smoke is usually followed by fire. And we've been seeing more and more fire pop up, boop, 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 boop. Kind of like, almost like there's Santa Ana winds in Minnesota. We don't have Santa Ana winds, but boy, oh boy, the fraud Santa Ana winds are coming, baby, because we're finding more and more every day. It's amazing.
that campaign contribution out of it. You ought to be indicted.
True. Well,
That's the truth.
I think we've made the point. Let's keep the tenor
Well,
just
for
a
the
little more
record,
calm.
I'll ask how I want
he's
to, Senator
lying,
Paul.
and that's the truth.
Oh no, this is all on the record,
no, sir.
Did you bother
You are-
Did you bother to investigate where the money that you facilitated their fraud for, where it went? Do you know where it went, what it was used for, the fraudulent money? I do, because we just heard testimony about it yesterday.
Because we
the
were
funds
key
went
players
to
in the
hundreds of millions of
investigation.
dollars to terrorist
Yes, we
groups,
do
to
know.
transnational criminal organizations, to the drug trade, to drug trafficking, to child trafficking. And you took $10,000
That's a lie.
and helped them do it. You know, the other thing is,
untrue statement.
whistleblowers came to you as early as 2019. Let's look. As early as
This is
2019, whistleblower. Don't talk over me.
No,
as
no,
early
you're
as
talking over me.
2019, it's my hearing, pal. As early as
I'm not your pal.
2019,
Don't call me pal.
whistleblowers came to. Well, I should call you prisoner because you ought to be in jail.
Well, we'll see what you can do.
Now that's, again, Hawley's taking some shots that he could have saved, but it is fun to watch.
2019, whistleblowers came to you in your office and referred to you fraud allegations from Feeding Our Futures, and you blew them off. Listen, your own state newspaper
That's a lie.
investigated. The Minnesota Star Tribune, the Partners in Nutrition.
Did the Minnesota Star Tribune lie about Keith Ellison? Yeah, I doubt it, because the Minnesota Star Tribune is the communications arm for the Democratic Party in this state, aka the DFL is what we call them here.
Brought its concerns to the Attorney General's office in 2018 and in 2019, and you did nothing. You did nothing for years. The only action you took is, once all these fraudsters came to your office and asked you to get involved and offered you money, then you got involved. Then you took the money, and then you got involved.
Now, technically, the meeting that you're talking about, it wasn't in his office. It wasn't in his office, but it was, let's just say it was near his office. Let's put it that way.
Not come to my office. You're completely wrong about that.
You met with him
I did
for
not take anybody's
54
money.
minutes, and you took $10,000, and they also gave you.
In fact, I think the meeting, it wasn't at the state offices. It was at it was at a Somali, one of the businesses, whatever, they had this business meeting and he went to them. So it wasn't in his office. That's the only thing that he's saying that is true, right? But they did address the office of the Attorney General because he's the Attorney General.
Money. They gave your family thousands of dollars in campaign contributions.
Yes, his son got his son also got campaign contributions for his campaign for city council of Minneapolis, which he seems to be AWOL because he's currently a student at Harvard and been being on city council of Minneapolis while living in Boston. So that's wild.
Statement.
Let's put
this is completely untrue.
The New York Post.
Yeah, we know the New York Post.
Minnesota Keith Ellison, AG, accepted campaign donations from individuals linked to the $250 million COVID fraud scheme after they were in your office. The donations came on December 20th.
Sir,
you met with them on December the 11th, and on January 20th, the FBI knocked over their headquarters.
No.
That's the sequence of events here.
No, it's not.
You've been right at the center of this fraud thing from the beginning, and you've enabled it. And sir,
the false
you should resign.
And sir,
okay, so that's I think his time was up right after he said that. So anyway, wow. And look, you can find online. I got to look it up. It's Keith Ellison meeting with Somali businessmen, and you'll find that actual video. And you can watch the whole thing. And it's exactly what Hawley said it was. It's exactly what Hawley said it was. So there you go. All right. Hello, Brent Hayes. Welcome. Good morning. All right. Let's move on to some other stuff, and then we'll do some Friday Q&A. Let's see what I have here. Oh, by the way, there's also a full article in the... How long is theirs? It's only 2 minutes, 20 seconds. There is a full article describing that also in the Daily Caller, as I showed you earlier. So if you're interested in that. All right, some of the trending topics on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. We have a Karen, but this is a liberal Karen, which is, Karens can be conservative or liberals. They could be whichever. But this one's fascinating, and this is this woman decides to question a deputy at a school drop-off over a routine crash report. If you haven't seen this video, I was going to do the description, but let's just watch the video. We'll just watch videos today. Should we just watch videos today and then do great Q&A? This is amazing because, with all the people worried about ICE, worried about law enforcement, this guy's just there doing his job. And this hoe decides to question him about what he's doing, like as if she has any business doing what she's doing.
What are you doing?
What am I doing here?
Why are you here?
I was just doing a collision report, ma'am.
Because there was a collision right near there. They had an accident, so he's typing up his report where he is now. Just watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you guys going to be here much longer?
Until I'm done doing my job.
Because one of the teachers, when I dropped off over there, said y'all been circling since about 8.
Okay. Well, I'm just doing my job, so the quicker I do
Your
my
job
job...
at the elementary school since about 8 a.m.?
I wasn't here at 8
There was a
a.m.
collision here at the elementary school?
Well, you have a good day. I'm going to continue to do my job.
Now, that have a good day, the way he said it and the way he's looking at her, you know what he really means, right? Get the fuck away from me and let me finish what I was doing. You're bothering me, bitch. Oh, shoot, I said a bad word. Anyway, that's what he meant by that.
For us, and you're scaring these families.
Okay. Well,
you should probably go do your job.
Now wait a minute. Now you're scaring these families. How so? Maybe he's there to protect them from a school pew-pew event. Who knows? What does that mean? He's the local law enforcement. He's not ICE. He's clearly identified by his vehicle and his patch on his shoulder, and he's got a uniform on. Why would that be a problem? Holy shitballs, Batman.
where your job lives. Because I don't see that it needs to be right here all morning.
I'm gonna explain something. And I'd be like, who the fuck are you to tell me where I should do my job?
Be right here all morning.
I'm going to explain something.
Mm-hmm.
The person that I was just working with left approximately 5 minutes ago. This was a collision report for them. I'm doing my job. I gave them all their information.
Can you maybe, like for a second, acknowledge that you could be a really upsetting sight for people right now?
Your life makes me sad.
Look, ma'am, I'm just doing my job.
I
okay?
get it.
So,
I get it. But like for us to be able to collaborate with y'all at all going forward, you're gonna have to show us some humanity. You're gonna have to show us that you understand the circumstances.
I don't have to show you shit. Get the fuck away from me before I shoot you in the face. Okay, he can't say that, but I know he wants to. He's got to want to say that.
And the feelings that you evoke, because like...
Oh, feelings. The most important thing about his job is how you feel about it, lady. Good God.
It would be so rad to feel like you're here for us. It would be so rad to feel like you guys get it and understand that you are actually the defending line between us and the fucking fascism. But until like that's overt, that's overt that you're part of our community, then I don't think you should be lingering
with
here.
Absolutely all due respect, I'm not going to continue to go back and forth. I'm going to try to finish my job as fast as possible. Okay? Keep in mind that you are cussing. We are in front of a school. So please just keep that in mind, okay?
I'll give you that. That's fair.
Okay, so the quicker I can...
Oh, wow.
I'm not really not trying to bother you,
Please really be thinking about these kids and these moms.
Look,
what about the kids and the
moms are going
moms?
through right now, right?
I do understand that, but let me just please... I'll get this out of the way and I'll be out of everyone's hair,
I sure would appreciate that.
Yeah.
You have a good rest of your day,
You
okay?
too.
And she had the nerve. She was the one recording it. Like, she thought she was a hero. She thinks she's the hero in that scenario. Oh my God.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And now she's going viral for being a dumbass. Good for her. Other things trending on X. Here's another case where someone's being detained at a green card interview. Now, this is interesting. This is now similar to the case in Ireland, the guy from Ireland. Diane Butnarswyk, a Moldovan who has lived legally in the U.S. since 2008, was arrested during a USCIS interview despite a pending spousal petition from her husband, Marine Corporal Patrick Baha. Prior to 2008, a prior 2018 deportation order remained in effect after her asylum claim was denied. So she has a deportation order, but in 2020, she got married and waited 5 years for the interview. Baha stresses that she has no criminal record, works, pays taxes, and cares for their U.S. citizen children, while her attorney seeks bond to challenge the order. The case highlights debates over family unity and enforcement of immigration rules. Now, this is one of those cases you don't want to be, you don't want to be splitting up families over stupid shit. But the interesting part about this is how when people talk about this, okay, so let's look at this. This is one of the main articles that people keep posting. ICE detains wife of U.S. Marine separated from 2 young kids. She was at her final immigration interview. Well, that didn't say anything about her final immigration interview that she waited 5 years to get when agents burst in and arrest her right in the middle. I serve the country, and I would think that the country would serve us, said Corporal Patrick Baha. Now, I sympathize with him, okay? I do sympathize with him. We followed everything to a T. Well, no, you didn't. Not when you had the final deportation order in 2018. Okay? But I get it. I understand. And I don't even know if it's necessary to get rid of her. Okay? I don't know. But look, but you didn't follow everything to a T because she had a final deportation order in 2018 and those don't expire. Now she did end up getting married and whatnot, and if she's working or whatever. But anyway, here's how they posted. Again, As a Marine veteran, I would just like some help. Diane Butnark left the Eastern European country of Moldova, claiming political asylum in 2008, has 2 children, works to pay her taxes. She's currently locked up away from her family at Henderson ICE Detention Center in Las Vegas. Well, okay. Here's some local news coverage. Let's see how they
I serve the country, and I would think that the country would serve us in this instance.
A Marine veteran pleading for help after ICE agents arrested his wife during an interview to get her green card. Good afternoon.
So she didn't have a green card yet either.
I'm Denise
And she has a deportation order.
Joyce. That woman came to the U.S. from Europe 18 years ago seeking political asylum.
Okay, did they just copy and
reporter
paste
Joshua
the
Peguero
transcript of
joined
this?
us in the studio.
He spoke with her husband as well as her
Let's see if
attorney.
they mention that she had a deportation order. That's what I want to see. If this does this report mention her deportation order from 2018. And I also say, should we give her some consideration? Should we give her some leniency? Because nobody bothered to take care of this a long time ago. That's a good question. You know what? And I'm not, look, in some cases, I guess I wouldn't mind that, but they need to finish the process.
Left the Eastern European country of Moldova for a better life. She has 2 kids, works, and is also married to a military veteran.
Let's see if they mention it, though.
She now sits in the Henderson ICE Detention Center with her family and friends desperate to get her out.
She's never been in jail or anything like that, so again, this is a brand new thing for her.
Patrick Baja.
Did she get due process in 2018, though?
Says his wife followed the law.
I totally understand.
Did she? When did she follow the law? She had a final deportation order in 2018. And again, I have sympathy for her. But, all these no one's above the law people are screaming, oh, well, she should just let her stay.
Understand, policies and rules and all that. And again, that's why we followed everything to a T when it came.
No, you didn't. You might not even ever met her, and she followed the rules to a T.
Into the process, and as a Marine veteran,
your veteran status has no bearing on her deportation order from 2018. Now, look, I'm not even against them getting leniency. Maybe a lot of people are, but don't say you followed the rules to a T if she didn't leave in 2018.
Would like the help.
On Wednesday, Baja, his wife, and their attorney were in an immigration interview they waited 5 years for when the tone quickly changed.
Now, again, we are a minute 16 into this report. No mention of the deportation order.
5 minutes into the interview, ICE came into the room and arrested her.
What sort of reactions what was going through your mind when you were seeing that?
Confusion, very emotional. We knew that it was a possibility.
Wait, whoa, what? Now, how'd you know it was a possibility? Why would you think if you did everything to a T, why would you even think it was a possibility? That's interesting. I think he tripped up there a little bit.
Arrived to the United States in 2008 under political asylum. In 2018, a judge declined her asylum claim and filed a removal order.
But I thought she followed everything to a T. That's interesting.
But then she married Baja, their attorney Darren.
2 years after your deportation order. What? When did they start having kids? I'm curious. Well, that was I married her 2 years later. She got married to an American. I feel bad for him, but you know what? They need to figure some shit out.
Heyman says his client has no criminal record and doesn't understand why I.
Okay, that's not relevant. She already had a deportation order. Why is that relevant that she has no criminal? I get it that one of the things they said that they were going to focus mostly on people with criminal records. But I'm confused. So you knew it was a possibility because she had a deportation order already.
Arrested her.
She would otherwise be entitled to a green card in this country. She entered legally. Okay, she has zero.
entitled to a green card. Why? It seems they keep glossing over this deportation order, that she had due process. Her asylum claim was denied. So no, she came here seeking asylum. She went through the process of filing for it. The asylum was denied, and she had a deportation order in 2018. So why would he say this?
Otherwise be entitled to a green card.
She would otherwise be entitled to a green card. How? If you already had a deportation order. What am I missing here?
Country. She entered legally. Okay. She has zero criminal.
No, she did not. She entered. She may have gotten in here legal, but she also stayed illegally. Like she had. Doesn't even make sense. I don't understand it.
Record. We just want her to be given the same process that has been given to lots of people before.
She did. She got the same process that other people give to her. She came here. She had an asylum hearing. The asylum was denied. A judge, gave a final deportation order. And what happened after that? She didn't follow the deportation order. She didn't leave. I don't understand this. And there's no statute of limitation on a deportation order. Now, she could maybe go to a judge and see if they'll overturn the prior deportation order, but why would they?
Heyman says immigration in Clark County has been upended under the Trump administration.
Unfortunately,
upended or corrected. Believe me, I have family that I worry about with this whole thing that have all done their visas properly and whatnot, and their status is cool. But I see when I see something like this, and they want to gloss over that part from the part where the asylum was denied and she had a deportation, or they keep forgetting that part and saying, well, she would normally get a green card in this process. No, she wouldn't, because normally she wouldn't be here if she didn't follow the law. She, in fact, did the opposite of following the law.
Was typical is no longer typical.
Yeah, typically we just ignore it and let everybody stay in their little sanctuary cities and shit.
Attorney Darren Heyman says he's hoping to bond Diana Bartnarczyk out of the Henderson Detention Center so they can finish the process of getting a green card. Once she has a green card, they will petition a judge to void the deportation order. Kirsten?
Thank you, Joe.
Look, I absolutely feel bad for people in this type of situation. She got married and has kids now here. But don't pretend that they followed the law. Don't pretend that they did. Okay, it's just weird. It's just weird how they do that. So now everyone's saying, yeah, well, we keep skipping over the deportation order. Their tax dollars are going to imprison this wife of a Marine and separate her from her children. Whose fault is that? There's no such thing as an asylum claim for Moldova, a functioning European state. Yeah, it was denied. They own a clearing service for luxury real estate properties in Las Vegas. Say it with me now. They could have resolved the 2018 deportation order. No one is above the law. Oh, so apparently, well, who knows? Oh, I see. They just, who knows when that business was started. Wonder what they have to come here the right way crowd has to say about this. A veteran's wife doing everything by the book. Defund and demolish ICE. Except for following the deportation. Since 2018. Oh, what the hell? So anyway, yeah. Oh, she came here the right way. No, she didn't. God, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. All right. So I have, let me just go through a couple more and then we'll do Friday Q&A. The House has passed the SAVE Act, requiring proof of citizenship to vote. People are screaming and yelling that, oh my God, people might have to go, they might not have a passport. You don't need a passport to prove that you're a U.S. citizen. And they might have been married and their birth certificate's changed. Well, you have a marriage certificate, right? Oh, they might have to do this, but it's registered to vote and then have an ID. Holy shit, Tim Burchett is smiling as he exposes Democrat politicians having to use their photo ID to vote against the photo IDs in the elections. Hang on, let's watch this.
You're an American citizen and get registered to vote, and you got to show a dadgum photo ID to vote. And that ID, 213 Democrats used their IDs to vote yesterday. Nobody hollered about racism there. It's just ridiculous, folks. This thing is just about corruption and it's about control. And the Democrat Party ought to be ashamed. I mean, it's just pathetic. That's not any way to treat people. We ought to have safe elections.
Okay, well, I don't have to watch Tim Burchett. All right, other headlines that are happening. Arson is trending because this crazy lady decided to set she set a warehouse that she suspected of being an ICE detention center on fire in Kansas City. Wait a minute. If she suspected this of being an ICE detention center in Kansas City, who would be set on fire if the detention center burned down? If it was a detention center in Kansas City, wouldn't she be killing a bunch of people who are being detained? Yeah, she did. She set a facility she thought was full of people on fire. Hello, Selecta Boy. Yeah, boy. So anyway, that's why arson is trending. And who said this? Let's see. Was it James Woods said, arson is a serious life-threatening felony. If this is in fact were a detention center and she's managed to burn it down, did this nitwit consider restrained detainees might be burned to death? Is there anything stupider than a hysterical liberal? Yes, an awful. She's an awful. Holy crap, a woman's caught on tape attempting to burn down a Kansas City warehouse that was planned to be used by ICE. As of now, this woman is still at large. She belongs in prison for 20 plus years for arson. Find her and lock her up. Yes, that is absolutely correct. So that's trending. Let's see. This is this. Oh God, I'm really late. Oh, well, that's okay. This is interesting. So this woman named Kathy Rumler is resigning as the chief legal officer at Goldman Sachs amid increased scrutiny of her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, that's the CNN headline. And if you go to the Wall Street Journal headline, where's the Wall Street Journal one? Here it is. Wall Street Journal, breaking. Goldman's top lawyer for Katherine Rumler will step down after Jeffrey Epstein files showed she remained close to him throughout his 2019 arrest, etc. So we'll click on the Wall Street Journal article and we'll click on the CNN article and see if perhaps, there might be something missing from these articles that they are posting. And here's the CNN article. So let's see. CNN, Kathy Rumler, top Goldman Sachs lawyer. I'm scanning through here. Her announcement, this. So George Goldman Sachs. And that's the end of the article. They said, this is all this says. Goldman Sachs, she gave a resignation letter. The CEO of Goldman Sachs says this and that. And that's the end of the article. Okay, now let's look at the Wall Street Journal article. We'll just scan through here. Oh, I can't because it's a, I don't need a subscription. Fuck that shit. Here, hang on. Let me see if I can pull this article up. Let's see and make sure that I am not a robot. Please don't make me look at little, they don't have it. Anyway, now, here's what's fascinating, the most fascinating about this. Now, if she's a chief legal officer at Goldman Sachs. Now imagine, Well, let's just give you a little detail that you probably haven't heard. I don't even know if I had that on the screen. Did I even have that on the screen? Let me give you a little detail about this that neither article seems to be mentioning. You mean former Obama White House counsel, Kathy Rumler? You mean Kathy Rumler was a former Obama White House counsel? She's also an associate counsel at Bill Clinton's White House and apparently besties with Hillary Rodham Clinton. That Kathy Rumler? Now, could you imagine if anybody, hello, Tyler F., what's up? If anybody from, say, a former Trump administration White House counsel had this thing, do you think the headline would be top Goldman Sachs lawyer resigns amid Epstein fallout? They would be mentioning Donald Trump in the article 15 to 20 times. And, they keep saying that Donald Trump has mentioned the Epstein files, 80,000 times or whatever. That's because every single prosecutor and everyone who's ever talked to anyone about the Epstein files asks about Donald Trump in their transcripts. It's not because he's been in there. It's hilarious. So anyway, not a single mention that she was White House counsel under Obama in this article. And I'm going to guess, well, I don't know about the Wall Street Journal article, but I could assume that since they didn't mention anything about her being former White House counsel in this tweet, Goldman's top lawyer, was she anything else? Oh my God, she was. There's her picture with Obama hugging and Obama, whatever. So, wait, what is this? Avid hiker and fan of books to step down following latest Epstein documents. What is this? Wait a minute. Is that a real article? Avid hiker and fan of books to step down following latest Epstein documents. Recent documents showed Catherine Rumler was a close ally of Epstein through his 2019 arrest. Oh my God. So this is how the media just is garbage sometimes. You think that's a detail that would normally be mentioned? Even the CNN article doesn't even mention that he was former White House counsel under Barack Obama. It's amazing. I wish I had that amazing from JLP. It's amazing. I just have the beta. No, I don't have it on here. I need to get amazing from JLP. And there's a couple other articles on deportation and other stuff, but right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I have to do this. And well, why? Why do I have to do this? Because it's Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! That time of the week on the Morning Night Live when we do Friday Q and A. As Fonzie would say, good morning. It's Friday, and we do Friday Q&A at this time every week, and we'll see if I can get through all the questions. And it's not too bad today. I don't add a lot more though, because I really can't. I just can't. So today's first question on Friday Q&A comes from Miss Wild Wolf. Miss Wild Wolf. Which I don't know why I chuckled when I saw this question earlier, but I did. And I'm not sure why. I'm still trying to figure out why I chuckled. But anyway, Miss Wild Wolf asks, as opposed to asks, what is your favorite constitution? Okay, I got to be honest. My favorite constitution is about a couple days after a really good steak. You're just like, your stomach's heavy, and you're just like, wait, that's not what you meant, is it? That's kind of gross. Okay, I guess the United States Constitution could have been the Articles of Confederation, but be prior to the Constitution. But our Constitution is pretty cool, and a lot of people model their constitutions after our Constitution. So there you go. Thank you for the question. Avocados Diabli asks, why do we not have an east or west pole? I was trying to think of a joke about strip joints, but that's just not working. I can't make it make sense. Look, because the pole is imaginary. And if you want to imagine an east and a west pole, like, on the, what is it, not the prime meridian, what is it, the longitude one's called? What's the little thing, the when you have the prime meridian, the equator prime meridian. So on one side of the prime meridian, you could have a pole there and a pole there, but then the Earth's it's not like the Earth's spinning on that pole. The poles are just because they're pretending the Earth is spinning through a giant pole. Okay, this is a dumb question. I'm going on. Avocados Diablo asks, if you owned a ranch and all your cattle were reincarnated people from history, do you think you could charge more for their meat? Oh, hell yeah. Like, chicks would be buying some of that Brad Pitt meat, except he's not dead yet. So I suppose that'd be kind of scary. Why would I be selling Brad Pitt meat if he wasn't dead? Well, okay, let me think of Charles Atlas. You could probably sell some Charles Atlas meat to some guys who are bodybuilders. They'd be like, oh, I got some Charles Atlas in me. And, Degas, I'm sure there's some art student who'd be like, oh, I'll eat some of that Degas beef. Yeah, you could. In fact, you could lie. Except in India, you wouldn't be able to do that because obvious reasons. Okay, Avocados Diablo asks, would you pay more or less for milk from a cow that you knew was the reincarnation of Napoleon, Rosa Parks, or even Elvis? No, because I'm pretty like, it's still milk and it'd be just cow's milk, I'm assuming. You said, yeah, it says from a cow. No, I wouldn't. I would just go get some regular milk because I don't even look. So my mother-in-law has this person that helps her out and buys her groceries sometimes. And she went and bought her milk at Walgreens, but they didn't have any regular milk. So she bought some, like, what do you call that? That like lactose-free milk. And it was like $10 for a half a gallon of lactose-free milk. And my mother-in-law was like, what the hell is this shit? And why'd you pay $10 for this? And it was terrible because they have to add a bunch of sugar and shit to it to make it taste good. And so I'm just going to I'm buying the store. Like, look, there's dairy milk at the store, but then there's also store brand milk. The store brand milk is always like 40, 50 cents cheaper than the dairy brand milk. So I always buy the store milk. You know why? Because they come from the same fucking cows. I don't care. I didn't have to have a brand name on it. There's still 2% milk from the fucking dairy. So no, I'm not paying more for fucking, okay, this question's gotten too long of an answer. Avocados Diablo asks, what? I'm not going to finish any of my answers today. I'm always going to leave them on a cliffhanger. What is the least trustworthy insect? Least trustworthy. Well, like mosquitoes you can trust because they are very, they're very consistent and sticking their fucking pointer thing in there and sucking your blood out. So they're trustworthy. I just don't like them being trustworthy because I wish they'd fucking go away and not be trustworthy. I wish they'd surprise me sometime and not. Okay, you got the point. Next question. Lord Stanhope asks, what would be worse, operating a petting zoo where you could harass the animals or work at said zoo where the animals harass you? Both in the naughty manner. Oh my God.
Your life makes me sad.
What the hell kind of question is that? That's disgusting.
Resist we much.
I'm not, first of all, I have no interest in, hang on. What are those, I would say flies. Finish the answer. No, I don't want, no, I'm not working at any of them petting zoo that either are acceptable because, I'm not interested in diddling animals and certainly don't want animals diddling me. So none of the above. I'm not answering that question with an affirmative of anything. Lord Stanhope asks, if you decided to accept a wine enema, because you didn't have the time to drink a couple bottles to yourself, so you call a drone. The drone is operated by someone sniffing glue all day. Is it a DWI? I think there is yes, it's still a DWI. See, remember that a long time ago, there was the question about if you had if you had a vodka-soaked tampon stuffed in your butt and you got you were drunk from it, and if the officer stopped you, and the question would be, have you been drinking? And you could truly say, no, I have not been drinking, because you got the vodka anally, but you would still be intoxicated, so you could be charged with the DWI or DUI, depending on where you live. Avocados Diablo asks, what do you think about the superstition that cutting your nails at night invites an early death? I've never heard of that superstition, so I don't think about it at all. There you go. That's an easy answer. Avocados Diablo asks, what do you think about the superstition that if you whistle inside while wearing red, you'll be visited by visions of that thumbnail of Adam Schiff? Oh my God. That's, oh my God. Ugh. I need some eye bleach. Thank you, Avocados Diablo, for reminding me of that thumbnail. Lord Stanham asked, the old or the stupid? Who would you like to argue with less? Oh, the stupid. I learn shit from the old. I'm in that group. I'm old. I don't mind arguing with the old. Wait, no, what's worse? What's worse than what? They're both terrible. What are you still talking about the petting zoo? I'm not talking about the petting zoo anymore. They're both worse. They're equally terrible. Look, I don't want some animal trying to get all naughty with me, and I'm no interest in getting naughty with an animal. So it's kind of a, yeah. Avocados Diablo asks, how many of those little Valentine candy hearts do you think the average adult could smuggle into a prison in their butthole? You said ass, but I say butthole. Well, the other day we had that discovery in a hospital of a guy who had a live World War I unexploded ordnance in his butt. And I'm imagining that those are not small by any stretch of the imagination. I suppose if you got a big enough tube, think about, look, if Richard Gere could, get a hamster up there or two or three, think about the same volume that a hamster would be, and then you'd say, okay, about that many. So, think of the largest dump you ever took. Think about that. Holy shit, I would be able to get a lot of them. That's scary. Anyway, a lot. Anyway, Avocados Diablo asks, oh, you said average adult. Oh, let's say, about 150 average. Okay, where am I at here? If you we're talking about candy hearts up the butthole. Friday Q&A is amazing. If you were to be, this is also from Avocados Diablo. If you were to be turned into an android and had to occasionally plug yourself into a terminal to get software updates, where would be the most convenient place to attach the plug to your body? Well, a retractable cord from your hip, from right where your hands are by, all you have to do is pull it out of your hip right here, you pull out the cord and just plug it in. That would be the most convenient place. I know you wanted me to say something like the what do you call it, whatever, penis thing or butthole, but no, it would be for your hip because your hands are right there. You just go boop, plug it in, stand there for a while. Update complete. Unplug that bitch, have the retractable cord go right back into your hip, and you keep moving. Okay, that's a great question. And Lord Sanhob asks, how does someone do something, a job or task or hobby, for 20 years and get worse at it? You trying to tell me something? What the fuck does that mean? Huh. Yeah, I can't say that word. Anthropomorphic. How does someone do something, a job or task for 20 years and get worse at? Hey, I know how. Think about it. So think about this. Isn't that the essence of professional sports? You get worse at it because your body becomes less capable of things that you were doing when you were younger. Lord Stanhope asks, when you have Hot Pockets for dinner, what wine do you pair with it? With Hot Pockets? Some like a cheap blush wine. That's, a cheap blush wine because it's Hot Pockets. Lord Stanhope asks, the word nice does not come from good, but the word naive, thus the phrase, nice guys finish last. Okay? That's a statement, not a question. But it's good to know. I did not know that. Thank you. Avocado Diablo asks, why is your beard so crooked today? Is it? Oh, there. Is that better? No, what the? I'm paranoid. I can't. Hang on a second. I can't see. If I look over there, I'm looking at myself from the side. Hang on. Oh, it is. That's weird. That way? Is that better? I don't know. Anyway, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. It's a little late. Lord Santa asks, would you agree that in a democracy, you truly get the government you deserve? Yeah, sure. I mean, no, because sometimes maybe, look, no. In fact, no, that's not true. Because you could make a terrible mistake and then that you would get the democracy that you don't deserve, but you're stuck with it. Because people make mistakes, that doesn't mean you deserve it. Lord Stanhope asks, what is your favorite Creed song? Excuse me. Can you take me higher? Can it do you? Whatever the other words are. It's the only Creed song I can think of off the top of my head. Avocado Diablo asks, do you think if someone were to use canned wet dog food to make a casserole that you would be able to tell that is what it was? You know what? I think, what was that movie where it was like were the maids, The Help? Remember that movie, The Help? When the sister was fed up with their bitch ass boss and made her some shit pie, and the boss thought it was so tasty. You can look, there are some people who could take anything and make it taste good, and you wouldn't know it unless they told you. So just be careful who you piss off. All right, let's see. There it is. Lord Stanhope asks, when you first saw The Land Before Time, did it make you homesick and nostalgic for your childhood? Well, Lord Stanhope, joke's on you. I've never seen The Land Before Time. Biatch. Next, Lord Stanhope asks, if you could smell sound, what would someone describing the thumbnail of Adam Schiff smell like? Brown. You know what I'm talking about. You gave me the fucking chart. Let's see. Lord Stanhope asks, after seeing who the people in your state vote for, I must ask, what's wrong with you people? What do you mean by you people? I'm looking at you. That would assume we all vote like that, and we don't. Avocado Stably asks, if every time you farted, time would round. Let me try it. Fart. Anytime someone puts fart in a question, it's funny. Every time you farted, time would randomly skip either 5 seconds into the future or 5 seconds into the past. how far off do you think time would be for you by this point in your life? Oh my God, I might be back in the 70s again. Okay, maybe not that far. 5 seconds? Yeah, 5 seconds? God, well, no, not 5 seconds. No, if you said 5 minutes, yeah, 5 seconds. Okay. I'd still be pretty close back to like 1997 maybe. I fart a lot. Lord Stand-Up asks, if the GoBots fought the Transformers, who would win? Oh, the Transformers kicked the GoBots' ass. It's not even close. GoBots were a bunch of pussies compared to the Transformers. Come on. Avocado Diablo asks, if you had an operation to add 2 more bladders to your body, do you think you could pee more or less than you do with just one? Well, it depends. Okay, so here it depends. I mean, I don't know that you'd pee any more or any less, but are you saying, would you be able to last longer without peeing again? If the bladder's filled evenly when you have 3 of them, then you could pee fewer times, but you actually could pee more per peeing incident. So 3 bladders, you could, especially if you could empty them all at once, if you could like build that shit up urine all the way up into all 3 bladders, and then you'd be spending a hell of a lot of time in the bathroom. I don't know. That's another weird question. Lord Stanhope asks, do these dummies understand that all the tricks you use to stave off deportation only work before the final deportation order, not 1 second after? That was bellworthy. Yeah, they clearly don't. Lord Stanhope asks, is there anyone you know? Uh-oh, whoops. I accidentally scrolled. Okay, there we go. Is there anyone you know or have heard of that you would like to fall into a sewer? Well, I don't know if it's a person, but certainly that thumbnail of Adam Schiff, I wish that were just in a sewer and gone from everyone's mind. But apparently no one's ever going to forget that thumbnail of Adam Schiff. Now, if he went with the thumbnail, I wouldn't be upset too much. I mean, I don't want him to die, but if he fell down there and broke a leg and got some, schmutz all over him, then that'd be fine with me. So there you go. And Lord Stanhope asks, why don't liberals understand that forcing compassion from people does not elect said compassion, but rather contempt? Because most of their thoughts and policies are driven by emotion and not common sense. They're dumb as fuck. Lord Stanhope asks, in your honest opinion, as a professional, hold on. I said that incorrectly. Let me read this correctly. I'm just used to, I get into a rut or get into a pattern, and this is breaking the pattern in the direction of the question. In your honest professional opinion as a bartender, what is a good spirit, beer, or cocktail to drink on the anniversary of no longer speaking to someone? That's a vodka Gibson, perhaps. It's like a martini, but it has cocktail onions. That's a good one. Or gimlet, either one. But a gimlet's a little sweeter. But yeah, I would say a vodka Gibson. That'd be a good one. Avocado Stalby asks, do you think a chocolate cake with frosting that consists of chilled spicy fish eggs would be good? Well, again, like I said before, there are people who can make anything taste good. So if you had some kind of because have you ever had chocolate like I don't want to call it hot chocolate, but there's a chocolate, I think it's Lindt or somebody makes chocolate with cayenne pepper in it, so the chocolate is spicy, and it's surprisingly good. I tried it just to try it. So it's possible, yes. Because, fish eggs, depending on which fish eggs you have, some of the fish eggs don't really have a real taste to them. Like some of those caviars don't really have a taste to them. And some do, but I'm sure somebody could pull it off. Avocado Diablo asks, what do you have against fish egg frosting? You anticipated a different answer now, didn't you? See, don't get ahead of yourself. Lord Stand-Up asks, if Paw Patrol fought the Thundercats, who would win? Again, this is Paw Patrol versus the Thundercats. The Thundercats were like all powerful fucking mean motherfuckers. The Thundercats, there would be a lot of like parts of Paw Patrol around. Come on, man. Why isn't that working? Come on, there we go. All right. Avocado Diablo. If you're a truck driver who drives one of those car carriers and you pick up hitchhikers and let them ride in the cars, when you get pulled over for speeding, should they get tickets too? Nope. But you would get a ticket for letting them ride in those cars, because that's not a good thing to do. Although, would they check the cars for people if the people just kind of hid and shit? I don't know if they even look at the cars. Unless they're looking for drugs. Like if you got the drug sniffing drug, imagine if one of those cars the hitchhiker picked up had some cocaine in his pocket, and then the drug sniffing dog was like, then you get a separate citation for having people ride in those cars, because that's illegal. If they're behind the wheel, they're not driving. It's like, look, if you had a kid in your car, in a car seat, okay? Think about this. You got a kid in your car, in a car seat, and the car seat has a console on top of it that has one of those toy steering wheels, and you're speeding down the road. The kid's not going to get a ticket because the kid's not driving, okay? Be the same thing with the people in the car carriers. They're not driving. They're just in those cars pretending. They're not driving. They have no control over the wheels, over the gas pedal, over the brakes. They have nothing. So stop it. Let's see. I was reading the chat. Lord, how much time? Oh my God, I got to go through that. It's lightning round. Lord, stand up. If the wife that was getting deported was Caucasian, how would they spin that deporting a white woman is racist? She is white. Moldova, those are white people. That's isn't that somewhere it's in Europe somewhere, right? Aren't Europe generally white people? That is a white woman. What are you talking about? Avocado Diablo, did you see anything about the illegal alien in Maryland who was convicted of sexual assault on a toddler, got 25 years, but was released after 9 months, apparently just to prevent ICE from finding him? Yeah, and that's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't get it. Why? I don't get it. There's a lot of cases like that. Well, I don't know a lot. I've heard of a few. Let's put it that way. Lord Stanhope, what's worse? Okay, what's worse? Being pitiful or pathetic? Well, I don't know. Aren't those essentially the same? Pitiful or pathetic? Pathetic, pitiful, I'll go with pathetic. Pitiful, because pitiful is more, I would say outside influence, whereas pathetic is you. Pitiful could be something that's just something that happened to you, where pathetic is it's all you. So pathetic, yes. Lord Stand-Up asks, what is your favorite Bad Bunny song? Any one of them that is not playing at any given time. That would be my favorite. And Lord Stand-Up asks, Marilyn Manson halftime show next year? What are your thoughts? No. Although it'd be entertaining. It'd be interesting. I think a good halftime show for the Super Bowl would be I think Foo Fighters would be really good. And I'm not a Foo Fighters fan, but they can do some cool stuff, especially if they would take someone that they pulled from one of their concerts. Every time, once in a while, they bring a kid up or something, and then the kid just starts shredding on the guitar. Those are fun. Have you ever seen those videos? Those are fun. Or when they have oh, here we go, Foo Fighters, and one of the guest stars who sing with them would be Rick Astley singing, "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you." Have you seen that video of Rick Astley singing with the Foo Fighters and they're doing a rock version of "Never Gonna Give You Up"? It's fucking brilliant. You got to look that up on YouTube. Okay, where am I at here? No, Marilyn Manson, no. Lord Stand-Up, what's for dinner? Oh, we have some, we went to Aldi and bought some of these, like pork burnt ends. So we're gonna try those tonight. Avocado Stialby, speaking of the whether or not you can grow sweet corn on Mars. That's an awesome way to start a question. If you could travel back in time with a pre-1990s bag of Doritos and give them to an ancient Greeks, what flavor would you take? Oh, absolutely Cool Ranch. Because, you know, they may not be able to handle the spice and the, like the hot Doritos or the regular Doritos. We'd start off easy with the Cool Ranch and then work our way up. Lord Stand-Up, but why can't we ask more questions? Yeah, apparently you guys already said you're going to do it anyway, motherfuckers. Select a boy. Finally, someone new. What is a sport that is so boring that all you can do is just sneak a glance at it? Professional cornhole. Professional cornhole. Even though if you play cornhole, it's so boring. I'd throw in curling. I mean, bowling. I like bowling, but watching it's kind of boring. Although, like, what is it? What's the Weber dude? Dick Weber Jr. Whatever. He's like Mr. Fire out there. He's out there. Yeah, and he's throwing elbows and fists and shit because he's so excited what he does. That's fun, but yeah, those are all boring. Lord Stanhope, but why can't we ask more questions? You already did. Fuck. Sexy boy, why are Muslims trying to impose their religion on a country that practices Shinto Buddhist religion? Because they want to impose their religion on everybody. They want that caliphate, man. Avocado Diablo, aren't all brands store brands? I mean, they don't keep those name brands in the parking lot if they're also in the store. Okay, no, you know what I meant. I'm not even going to there. Damn it. You have a point. Avocado Diablo, is it bad luck when a black cat crosses your path? Oh, if it is bad luck when a black cat crosses your path, is it worse luck if that cat currently has a bum's cock in it as he walks around? Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I had to think about what the hell you were asking me there. Yeah, that's far worse. That's far worse. Oh my God. I can't even believe I read that. Oh my God. Oh, holy shit. You're killing me. I haven't got to see. I believe if you were a gay man, which one of the four tops would you be most attracted to? That's a play on words, isn't it? That's a the smallest one. God damn it. Avocado Stay, are you late yet? Yes. Avocado Stay, what species of tree do you think is most appreciate being petted? For you, the thorniest fucking buckthorn tree you could find. Hint. Ms. Wild Wolf, if I sent you one of my RED Red Friday shirts, would you wear it on your Friday lives? Yeah, I'm sure. I don't have a P.O. box to send you though yet. I'm going to get one of those though. Ms. Wild Wolf, what size shirts do you wear? 3X tall. At least in this shirt, because I can't find flannel shirts that fit me in the shoulders. So you have to get 3X to fit the shoulders, but I don't want 3X big because then I'm like wearing a fucking tent. So I get 2 or 3X tall are usually what I usually wear. Avocado, have you ever smoked banana peels? No. And Select Boy, what do you usually call a sub sandwich in Minnesota? Cold? A cold sub? No, they call them sub sandwiches here. This in Minnesota, sub sandwiches, like as opposed to like Heroes or Po' Boys. Well, Po' Boys not necessarily a sub sandwich, but you know what I'm saying. Not a hero. What are the other names in chat? What other names are there for like a sub sandwich, like that you get at Subway? Avocado Diablo, if you had 2 brains, would you be twice as smart or twice as confused? Well, look, here's the thing. Imagine if, or Hoagie, yeah, Hoagie's another name. If you had 2 brains, no, you would be just as smart as either of the brains might be. But you could have conversations with yourself a lot easier. Avocado Diablo, were there any of these questions asked after I told us not to? Yes. Avocado Diablo, what is the square root of a meatloaf? A meatball. Avocado Diablo, what is the best salad dressing that is named after a country? Russian? And today's last question on Friday Q&A comes from after I already said that, there was another question. Okay, this is it. Avocado Diablo, then Midnight. Avocado Diablo, what is, oh, that is the last question. Oh, it comes from Midnight, yes! Why did you rickroll all of us? Because I have talent. That's why. I'm a talented motherfucker. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for Friday. I almost said Lords of the Night. That's it for Friday Morning Night Live. Let me drop some links and get the fuck out of here. I appreciate you guys who come here every day and have fun with us, and especially on Friday Q&A. You guys, you think Avocados Diablo and Lord Stand-Up ask a lot of questions, but I greatly appreciate it. It's fun to do. I think you guys are hilarious, and even the real questions, the fake questions, all the questions are very fun to me, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate those who come back week after week. I only have about 30, 40 regular viewers, but you all make it worth it just because you make it so fun for me. And so I appreciate you. I just want you to know that. So here are today's links in the chat. That's it. Got to go. My name's Dawg Knight. I'm out of here. Have a great weekend. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.